Welcome to the second installment of March to MSG, the Butler Way, as we continue to tell the story of the 2018-19 Butler basketball season. Happy holidays, everybody. John Fancy here with you. And we start right on the Butler University campus with this episode, as it's Nate Fowler who has taken on an increased role for LaVall Jordan's program this season in the starting five. But off the court, he's got challenges as well, as a dual engineering major. A lot of time spent in the classroom. There's not many gaps in Nate's schedule. And we talked about the culture of the university and how it allows him to have success.
So you went to Cincinnati Moeller High School.
Yeah.
I'm an Ohio guy, so I know where that is. Why Butler in the first place?
So there's been a Butler connection through Moeller for a few years here. So when I was looking at schools, Alex Barlow was currently at Butler playing on the team and having great success. And visiting here and being able to talk with him and just understand what Butler's all about really got me interested and ultimately led to my decision to come here.
And when you arrived, what stood out to you the most about this place?
Just the culture that they instill in everybody and just the fact that it's a family atmosphere. That was one of the big factors. Just everyone, it's all about the family.
And throughout your time here, the culture of the program is winning.
Yeah.
And you've had NCAA tournament runs, you went to the Sweet 16 in one of those seasons. Why does this program win as much as it does?
It has to do with the culture that I mentioned before, the family atmosphere. Everyone's like a brother to me on the team. We all love each other. And just the factor of winning is all the guys that we get to come here, that's the main goal for them, is winning. It doesn't matter how many points they score, how many rebounds we get, as long as that leads to the ultimate goal of winning, we're going to be successful here.
On top of that, you've been through a coaching transition, and that can vary for different players and different programs as to how seamless it goes or if it's difficult. What was that transition like from Coach Holtman to Coach Jordan?
Well, so when I was originally being recruited here, I committed to Brandon Miller, and then he left. So I went through a little bit of a change there before I even got here. But, the thing about Butler is just that it's a players program. The players set the tone for everything. So we can have different coaches, but the players are always going to set the tone, and it's going to stay pretty similar.
What's it like to play for Coach Jordan?
Oh, it's great. I love playing for him. He's definitely a player's coach. He instills confidence in you and is very trustworthy.
Where's your favorite spot to go on campus?
Favorite spot? There's a little green room in Jordan. It's a great place to do homework on the second floor. No one really knows about it. Hopefully no one finds out about it either.
That's right. Now that we're on camera, I hope nobody's finding out about it. Yeah. Your favorite spot to eat around campus?
Probably Metro Diner. Right over here on Park Garage.
What do you like to get?
I think it's called, there's, usually just eggs, pancakes, and bacon, something like that.
Nice and simple.
Yeah.
It's great that those places are right across the street from Hinkle. I mean, if you're a fan, that is perfect.
It's perfect. That and Scotty's is right there, too.
Doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't.
Do you have any hidden talents?
Hidden talents? I can juggle.
You can juggle?
I can.
I wish we had some balls here. When did you start juggling?
In high school, we juggled in practice to help with ball handling.
Yeah?
So my high school coach always gave me tennis balls to juggle.
And you just stuck with it?
I just stuck with it.
So it was just a natural talent that you never even knew you had?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Looking back at arguably the best moment for you guys last year is when you host Villanova. And you just go off. A 100-point performance, an offensive explosion, and just an all-around outstanding day at Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
Sum up the scene and that game right at the start of conference play.
It was crazy. having played them the year before and beating them at home, it was, you know, just kind of, we wanted to go out there and do the same thing. We had guys that had done it before. You know, we knew it was possible, and we just trusted each other. And I mean, I don't think we knew we were going to come out and shoot like that, let alone them. So it's always nice when nothing we don't miss.
What's rolling through your mind when Paul Jorgensen hits a shot from the Bulldog?
Yeah, you know, I didn't see him actually shoot it. I just remember, I think it was off of maybe a tip out or something, and he just got it. And I just remember the ball hit the net, going through, and he's on the floor with his hands in the air. And I just remember seeing all my teammates laughing on the bench because he had a pretty crazy celebration there on the floor.
And that happens at Hinkle Fieldhouse, one of many great moments throughout your career at Hinkle.
Yeah.
How would you describe Hinkle magic?
You know, it's kind of indescribable. It just happens. You know, my first game at Hinkle as a recruit was when they played Gonzaga with College Game Day, when Roosevelt hit the game winner. Yeah, it's just crazy. You know, it looked like they were out, and then like no one in the stadium though thinks that we're ever out. They always think something's gonna happen, and it usually does.
This place, when you think about it, when you graduate from here, and I know that for a student athlete is so special combined with what you do on the court. What is the 4-year Butler experience like?
The 4-year Butler experience? You know, it's something special. Being able to play in Hinkle for 4 years, one of the best gyms in the country. It's a special atmosphere, the campus, you know, all the students rallying around just the team, kind of being the biggest team in Indianapolis for them to follow. It's just a great place to be for 4 years.
If you had any piece of advice for a freshman or someone looking at the school, what would it be?
Take a visit, check it out. Don't really look into it before you come, because when you come here, it speaks for itself.
We turn to another Bulldog, one who is an outstanding example of encountering adversity and overcoming it. Jerald Gillens-Butler was homeless at an early age in Florida. Now, he's playing as a sophomore for Laval Jordan for a Division I major college basketball program. Butler is enjoying Butler more than ever. But how did he get there? We tell the powerful story of his journey.
Growing up, it was rough, you know. I was raised by a single mom. We had a lot of hard times. We was homeless for 2 years of our lives. I grew up in Orlando, Florida. I went to so many schools growing up, so it was kind of hard to make friends, you know. I was close to my family, but I was the only child as well, so it was kind of hard, you know, so I had to find ways to, you know, meet different people, you know, whether it's in the neighborhood, basketball court, because I was always traveling, always moving, you know, because of my circumstances. Yeah, 7 years old. I remember I moved to South Carolina because my mom was incarcerated for a year, so I didn't live with her for that year. When she got out, she came back and got me. For a year, we stayed with families. We bounced around from home to home, and then something ended up happening down the line where we ended up becoming homeless. First, we stayed in my mom's car, and then from there, we stayed in 2 different shelters. I knew I was homeless. I understood a lot just because my mom was always honest with me about everything. So, you know, and I actually had to grow up faster because, you know, I didn't have a father. So, you know, I felt like I had to be the man of the house, you know. So with that being said, I found happiness some kind of way. And that's when I think basketball was introduced to me around that time too. So at the same time, in the midst of the darkness, I was always happy because I had my mom with me, and that meant the world to me, just knowing her life could have been taken from her at any given time. So I was appreciative of that.
Who introduced you to basketball?
My mother. She taught me, yeah.
She taught you?
Yeah, she was a baller herself.
Where did she play?
She played at Jones High School. Unfortunately, from like her grades and how she grew up, she didn't take it anywhere, so she taught me it.
And what do you remember about those first, moments where she's teaching you? Just dribbling?
Man, I just remember
where was the hoop?
Falling in love. It was right outside of the coalition that we stayed at. So it was called the Coalition Shelter. And if you walk right outside, it was a court by this little park. That's where it first happened at. And then down the street, it was a court called Callahan Park. And that's when it really happened. That's when she really was out there every single day for hours. And I was in love. I just wanted to keep learning. She taught me everything she could. Defense, shooting. But first it was defense though. My mom ended up getting a job offer up here. So I was talking to my mom and I was playing with this AAU program that was in Miami, but I was living in Orlando, and they was like flying me back and forth every weekend. I'm like, Mom, like they have a lot of resources, and I really want to take this game serious. I think this is something I should do. And she was like, I agree. And we just, took a leap of faith, and it worked out. Oh, it was amazing. I remember Coach Pete hit me up, and that's the old staff, and hit me up on Twitter, and I'm like, wow. Like this Butler actually hit me up, and I instantly hit my mom. I was like, yo, Butler hit me up, and she was like, for real? I was like, yeah, and that was just a great experience. I remember us being so happy about it. It just, everything that it represented was something that I wanted to be a part of. And the guys in the locker room was great. On my visit, I was like, wow, I could really see myself playing with these guys. And the coaches were honest, and the business program was great. It's just everything I wanted as an athlete, as a student athlete, and I was like, I think this is the place for me. I don't want to waste time. It's the Butler Way. We're family. We're brothers instantly. My first year here, I felt like a brother. I know I wasn't playing, but that's the reason I wanted to come back, because they treated me like I was a brother, like they knew me my whole life, and they just met me. So from the moment you step through that door and you put on that jersey, you're a brother. You're part of a brotherhood. Well, my faith in God is unbelievable. Man, without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I knew that since a youngin'. And I was the one who got my mom saved. Just as a baby, just speaking, she was like, wow. She went from this drug dealer to this Christian to what now drug dealers look up to her, and she getting them advice on how to change their lives. And now she's working at a drug rehabilitation place. And it's amazing. So it's I knew since a youngin' that my faith was something that I needed to express, that I needed to succeed, pretty much.
What led you to faith?
I think it was my circumstances that I was at. Because growing up without a father and growing up with everything I've been through and everything I have seen as a young kid, it's hard to deal with that. And, going to church, reading his Bible, and, just listening to the word, I found comfort. I found love, I found protection. And the father that I was seeking for was there all along, And then my mom just helped guide me along that way, along that journey.
What would be your advice maybe to a younger you?
Man, just keep fighting, keep grinding. Every day it's gonna be hard, but at the top it's gonna feel great. All the hard work that you did is gonna pay off one day. So I always reflect on that time and be like, wow, look where I'm at now. It's amazing. And then my mom often have times where we talk about those times when we smile now just to see where we're at now, and it just feels great.
Jorgensen, quick dish to Gillens-Butler.